I am Hanne-Lise Enghoff, and I'm a Danish artist. I am painting, and I've done other techniques as well. I have had another background, academic background, but I have never been able not to do art. So that's a necessity for me to express how I feel about the world and to use some techniques to try and communicate that to people. The style of that has changed over the years, of course. I started out being figurative as a child and a teenager and a young one. I pencil drew, and I did lino cuts and lino printings. And then after high school, I went to university and had some studies for some years, but also went into history of art. And that's the first time ever that I had technical teaching, painting, drawing, etc., etc., etc. After the history of art, I went to Paris to see the big museums, which is not so evident in Denmark. I needed to take another extra course, so I went to the Centre Américain, where they had a teacher called Lucio Loubet, and there I learned how to do etching and printing in several colors on one plate, which is a special technique. After 3 years in Paris, I came back to Denmark, and after some time I couldn't go on doing my etching and printing because of the toxicity of the materials. So I had to find other ways and other expressions. So from being Bauhaus influenced from Lucio Loubet, I went into printing slightly embossed pieces of paper, and afterwards coloring them and using color pencils as well. After that, some years later, there was an Italian master that came to Copenhagen, and he taught leather masks, the technique of the ancient leather masks of Italy, and also how to make sculpture in leather. And that attracted me because leather wasn't toxic. So I signed up for that, and that led to some years where I was actually making leather masks for modern dancers, for actors, for musicians, for people who wanted to push their psychological barriers a little further, but not fall into the abyss. And after many years of that, which was very hard on the hands, I changed from working on the leather to making the masks in papier-mâché. And that papier-mâché has sort of come back to me, and the thought of the masks, etc. So now I'm experimenting with little forms of papier-mâché that I want to incorporate in my collages. The expression of my paintings have changed. They have become less strict, less geometric, and they are more fluid. There are not so many straight lines anymore, but it's still about the relation between the weight and the direction of the different elements in the paintings. So that's more or less what I do, and who knows what will happen, because if I find another new interesting material, I'm 100% certain that I'll test it out. I might not use it, but I'm open for experiments.